All right, let's see if we can crank up that light here. It's really dark. All right. Gonna go live here in a second. This is my first time, so bear with me. All right, let me kick off TikTok here, and we'll get into it. All right, welcome to my Monday morning live. If you're just now tuning in, I want you to start thinking about this question because I have a powerful question for you. And if you can answer this and begin to understand the answer, go deeper with it, and look at yourself, you're going to learn something extremely powerful that's actually going to allow you to live the life of your dreams. Now, understand that there's a lot that goes into living the life of your dreams, but understanding yourself and how your brain ticks at this core level is one of the secrets to being able to design the life you want to have and begin to live it out loud every single day. The secret to most of our lives is that they're driven by emotion. I don't care how stoic you are, I don't care how much therapy you've gone through or how much you've learned, your emotions are energy that drives the results that you're going to get in your life. And so if you can learn to control your emotions, not eliminate them, not dampen them, not shut them down, control them and use your emotions, you can begin to live the way you want to live in your entire life. If you're just joining in on this stream, I want you to type in the chat this answer to this question. I want you to give me an answer if you know it. What are the two foundational emotions from which every other emotion springs from? What are those two foundational emotions that are the source of all the other things that you feel? They're primal, they're deep, 3,000 years old. And these two emotions, if you can understand that everything you feel comes from either this one or this one, you're actually able to start interpreting what's going on in your brain, and then you can get into the back of it and start taking control. You see, there was this time when I was going through a rough patch. I'd been giving my energy, my intelligence, my creativity to an organization that I worked for 15 years. And then all of a sudden last year, they decided, we'll just fire you. And they straight up fired me. I have a wife and 3 kids. And so that threw our life into turmoil. That was our bread and butter. That was our health insurance. That was the paycheck. That was the comfort. That was everything. And all of a sudden, it was gone, just like that. And I had to figure out from scratch, what am I going to do to move on? Because they also set me up in a trap to where I had spent so much time being comfortable in this job that I didn't even have the proper certifications, the proper qualifications to go get another job in the modern era of this. And so I had to go back to school. I had to figure all this stuff out. And meanwhile, we're trying to figure out how to keep money in the bank. Thanks for all these likes, Warren. I really appreciate that. And so what I ended up experiencing was a lot of panic attacks. I was experiencing a lot of anxiety. Every single day was a struggle for me. And one day I get up in the morning, and thankfully I still kept up with my routine, and I just felt this desire. I looked outside my window and I saw nature out there. I saw my woods out in the back, and I said, I've got all these nice woods and I never go out there. And I just felt drawn to get my shoes on. And I just went for a walk out in nature. And while I was out there, this huge point hit me, and it just changed the trajectory of how I did everything. I realize that every single thing I'm feeling, anxiety, depression, anger, shame, guilt, frustration, on that side, everything I'm feeling is linked to just one simple emotion. So if you could just roll back the layers and get down to where that emotion is and figure out where that's coming from, you can answer the question. You can make your brain feel heard, make your heart feel heard, and start to go back to where you want to feel. So, what I actually essentially discovered is this, that the two base emotions that exist, the foundational emotions that you want to understand, is fear and love. Fear and love. Now, you may be saying, well, how the hell does all these other things I feel go back to fear? How does it go back to love? Let's break it down just a little bit for you. Now, anger. Anger usually is the reaction that you have to something that you feel is close to your true self being attacked. If your family is something that you feel you identify with and you're close to, and one of those family members gets attacked, you get angry. And that anger response is geared towards survival, right? But it's even deeper than that, because the anger comes from the fear that if you don't step up and take some type of aggressive action, what you are after, what are you trying to protect, you're going to lose. So you have this fear that you're going to lose something there. Now, sadness, deep sadness, is about the idea that you have this sense of regret of something that you lost. You feel a sense of loss and sadness, and the fear that's layered underneath that sadness is your thoughts that this is going to go on forever. You're afraid that you're going to feel like this forever, or like this is going to happen again. So fear is the basis for all of those things. Fear is also the basis for anxiety. Anxiety is you worrying about what's going to happen in the future. You might have something that's going to occur in the future, like something simple, like a meeting that you have to go present at, or you got some public speaking coming up, and you're feeling some anxiety about that. You're worried about the future. Your fear is that something is going to go wrong. Anxiety is based in fear. Let's go even deeper into it. Depression. Depression is sadness that has been extended over a period of more than 2 weeks. If you stay sad 24/7 and you let that continue for more than 2 weeks, guess what? You're in depression. And when you're in depression, you still have to understand that it's all about your fears. It's all about your fears. You have this strong sense that you lost something. You feel this deep, dark regret. And again, you are afraid that if you begin to release this feeling, it's going to happen again. You're going to lose something else. So you get used to feeling sad and you go deeply into depression. Before I tell you how to start solving this, how to get through this big ass puzzle of your emotions so that you can get down to the fear and start to eliminate the root of it, let's go to the positive side for a second. Let's go with love. Everything you feel positive has some extension of love within it. Happiness. Happiness is one of your goals was met, one of your targets was hit, and you feel this strong sense of accomplishment. And accomplishment is about having a love for what you've done. Love for what you did is happiness. Joy. Joy is happiness, but on a larger scale. And it's larger because it results from within. It resonates from everything you feel within you. Joy doesn't have a single requirement at all for you to feel it. You just decide within yourself that you're going to feel joyful. And that also is an extension of you having a strong love for yourself. See how love is the basis for these things? Gratitude. Gratitude is about you recognizing things in your life that you can be appreciative of. And appreciation is an extension of feeling love for those things that you have in your life. Now, if you understand that fear and love are the base for every emotion that flows through your life, you understand that if you can get down there to just feeling pure love, or get down there to analyzing the fear, you can begin to feel the way you want to. How do you deal with anxiety, for example, when it comes to the fact that you want to eliminate your anxiety? You have to shoot holes in the fears that are popping up. False expectations appearing real. That's what fear is. Fear is false expectations appearing real. So that means that most of the things you're afraid of is something you made up in your head. And if you just start asking the questions like, is this really something I should be afraid of? Is this actually already happened? If you start asking questions and get to the root of where that fear is coming from, you will shoot holes in it with your logic. And then once you have done that, it actually just starts to fade away. So the process for it is to actually allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. Make sure you understand that you're feeling fear, even if you're going to label it as anxiety or anger or anything else. And then ask yourself, what am I really afraid of here? What am I afraid is going to be attacked? That's if you're angry. What am I afraid of losing again? That's sadness. What am I afraid of? Ask yourself that deep question, and then once you answer it, you get to free yourself of that emotion. Even if you felt that way for years and it just keeps coming back, you have that inner conversation with yourself. And if you ask a question, subconsciously your brain has to answer it. I'm going to say that again. If you ask yourself a question with the intention of getting an answer, your brain will automatically feed you that answer. It's designed to do that. It can't avoid it. If I'm going to ask you, what's the color of the sky? You automatically thought the answer before you could even control it. You know the sky is blue. It automatically hits your brain because that's how it works. It's an instrument that takes in everything that's given to it and interprets it. It has to interpret it before it can forget it or sort it out or get rid of it. So you can take advantage of that to control your emotions by just asking yourself those simple questions. What am I really afraid of here? Because I guarantee you that if you're sitting in depression right now, one of the things you're doing is not going within, not asking yourself these questions. You're ignoring it and waiting for the clouds to clear, waiting for the storm to pass over, waiting for it to go away. But you are in control of when it goes away. And you're losing control because you get what you focus on. If you're not focused inward, your depression, your anxiety is going to run your life. So you get what you focus on asking yourself good questions. Now, once you've done that, let's go to generating that love, generating that positivity, because that's what we all want to feel every single day. And truth be told, if you're taking action every single day and it's from that place of love, from that place of energy, everything usually goes your way. You make less mistakes. People seem to respond to you better. You have this excitement about you, and you don't really struggle to make the simple things happen anymore. I really appreciate the gift. Thank you for that. What happens is you're feeling such a high vibrational energy of gratitude, of happiness, of joy. Base emotion is love. That your energy is just unencumbered. Your brain doesn't feel like it's in fight or flight. So it'll release some IQ points to you. Because the truth is, when you get angry, when you get sad, when you get depressed, you get dumber. You actually lose IQ points and you're unable to even think yourself out of a paper box. So you really have to understand that if you want to have all of the resources of your mind access, you have to make sure you keep yourself rooted in positive emotions. Now, that's easier said than done. So you say, Coach Lewis, how can I make sure that I feel the way I want to feel every single day and just catch it and stay that way? The number one things that you can do in order to make sure that you're gearing yourself towards feeling gratitude, feeling love, feeling positivity is to, number one, remind yourself of that at regular intervals throughout the day. Remind yourself to feel the way that you want to feel at regular intervals throughout the day. And one of the things I usually advise my clients to do is set a 5-minute timer every hour of the day that they are awake. Just for the first couple weeks, I'll tell you why after this. You set that 5-minute timer, and from that 5 minutes, you're going to sit back. You can do what I call heart breathing, where you take your hands, put them over your chest, And just take this nice deep breath, and it just gets you into this feeling of calm and peace. It gets you grounded. And then from that place, you're going to visualize something about your dream, something that you want to go your way, something that you want to happen. It could be something coming up in the future. It can be something crazy. Have fun with it. Allow yourself to feel like you're there. Feel like you're inside of that dream for just 5 minutes every hour. Doesn't matter what you're doing. You can do this with your eyes open. If you're sitting there working at a desk or at a counter or something, try that as well. And what you're going to find is as you do this every hour for a couple weeks, maybe even less, a couple weeks is just the minimum, I assign, you are going to turn on something in your brain called neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity is the idea that if you repeat an activity enough times, your brain will start to make it easier for you to take part in that same activity. Why? Because your brain is lazy. It doesn't want to use more calories than it needs to conduct the same activity over and over again. So it's always looking for a faster, more powerful way to get things done. That's why when you work out, you have to try different workouts and you have to surprise your body, because it will get efficient in doing the same movements, and then you lose the benefit of being able to tear down your muscle so it comes back strong. The same thing happens with your brain. You have to make sure that you keep encouraging it to strengthen those connections that you want, the ones that allow you to feel gratitude, feel love, feel powerful, and allow it to weaken the ones that you don't want. You can weaken the connections in your brain that generate depression, that generate anxiety, that generate sadness by getting yourself out of that emotional state and bringing it over to the positive state. So again, every hour, set a timer for 5 minutes. Do this heart breathing where you put your hands right here over your heart. Take a nice deep breath. Bring yourself some nice calm and some peace. You can do that breath as many times as you want. I've done it for 5 minutes straight, 10 minutes straight, and you just come out of that feeling amazing. And to compound that, to bring some more excitement and energy to it, you give yourself your dreams. In your head, you imagine whatever it is you want to happen, like it's already there, and just feel like you're in that place. One of the things I will visualize is just me sitting on the beach, Myrtle Beach, as the sun is going up. The wind is hitting my face. I smell the salty air. And that just brings me back to this place of peace and this place of calm. And the reason that works so well is because that's one of my favorite places that I went to with my family. I got up one morning, did exactly that. I sat on the beach, and just watched that sun come up and just chilled there in that peace and that feeling. And so now, every 5 minutes, I can sit down and go right back to that place. So as you're doing that, what you're going to notice is a few things. You don't get burned out anymore. That's huge, because I know some of you on here, it's Monday. At the end of the day, you were ready to throw in the towel. You're getting burned out. So this is the secret to eliminating that. Number two, your mind starts to open to new opportunities and possibilities. You're not in this fight or flight state anymore. So you're seeing things clear. You have more clarity, and you're able to take steps to improve your life. And the last thing is hugely important. You actually start to become more excited about the unknown. Instead of new things scaring you, you actually become excited to jump into new things, because you just have this overwhelming feeling of power within you that's building, this excitement, this childlike wonder. So that's the key to developing that and cultivating that. If you got some value from this live, I'd like to invite you to subscribe, whatever channel you're looking at me from, or follow this account on TikTok, because every day I'm going to come on here and I'm going to give you the game. I'm going to give you these little mini coaching sessions, the same things I usually do with my actual clients. And if you take action on this stuff and implement what I'm teaching you, people have paid thousands of dollars to get access to this. If you implement this stuff, you will transform your life. And I've seen some amazing things happen when people take the advice that's been given. So I wish you the best on this Monday morning, and I'll catch you tomorrow.